Headed back to the Goodwill bins to see what we can unearth in the sea of blue plastic bins. Hopefully some vintage, hopefully some things worth selling. You never know what you're going to find at the bins, so let's see what we can get today. Back at the bins. These are new bins or bins that were just rolled out, so they're pretty full, and you just got to take some quick glances, move through them to see what you can find. Those were Valentine's. They weren't vintage though, but I found those great Halloween candy bags, which are good for crafters and junk journalists. But yes, I like to just, when it's a new bin, kind of sift through and then perhaps move on to the next one. These used to sell really well. This has the sprinkling cap on the end too, which is good. A lot of times you find them and they don't, but they're not really big sellers anymore. At the flea market, I maybe could get $5 for it. They're not $10, $15, $20 items, at least in my area. Could be totally different where you live. It just happens like that sometimes. Clothing. I really dislike filming going through the clothes because it is hard to do that, but I came across this Polaroid super color video cassette jacket. It's kind of like a windbreaker, and these actually can sell for a decent amount of money. Right underneath, we have a Disney jacket. This was Baymax. I had to look that up because I've never watched the movie, but I recognized it. Disney, nice jacket. They actually do pretty well as well online for reselling. Not a character that I haven't seen the movie. I don't know much about the character, so I wouldn't wear it. These I love. They were pants, really thin, would have been great for summer, but they are a little too big for me. They're very bohemian chic, I think. The books, you got to dig in. I've said before that the bins, going through the bins, it can be an all-day process, and it is tough on the body, believe it or not. Because such as here in the bins, you see you're pretty much bent over digging the entire time, especially if you want to get to the other side of the bin. So at the end of the day, you're driving home, at least with me, my back kills me, but it's worth it because you can come away finding some great things. I don't know if I brought any books home with me this time. I don't think I did. I'm exhausted. Onto some toys. Plush can do very well. Most of these plush had the Goodwill stickers on them, so they were Goodwill Leftovers. So I would gather that if a reseller was looking at plush, if any of these are worth anything, they probably would have picked them up at the Goodwill stores and not at the bins. But hey, if you have a pup at home that likes stuffed animals, come to the bins and stock up because you will get a decent amount of stuffed animals for a pretty low price. That was a pretty good tip, I think. Some dogs love stuffed animals, and they're much cheaper than buying them at, PetSmart or Petco. Good old Mickey Mouse. There will probably be a bin series because I'm really enjoying going to the bins and seeing what I can find, even on days where it's not, I don't come home with a whole bag full of things. The bins seem to be the best method for me right now for videos and for sourcing, since my flea markets are kind of bare and I'm really not enjoying going to the thrift store every day. I'm seeing that that's not for me. Maybe once a week, once every week and a half would be good, but an everyday thrift store, no. Bins, yes. I wish the bins were closer. They're not. They are like an hour and 15 minutes away from me. 15 minutes away from me. So have to make it worth my while. Today I came back with a few things. Some that are just strictly for reselling, which is always nice because then, that makes the day worthwhile there. Because like anything else, like flea markets, auctions, estate sales, you could come back with nothing. But I think digging in those bins, you have to find something. So what did we find? The things that will go straight for reselling that I'll make my money back on will be the 2 jackets that I found. Now, this Goodwill, it's a mixture of donations, Straight donations is what I call them. Items that have not been put on Goodwill shelves that pretty much are put into the, you know, Goodwill donation bins or dropped off at the Goodwill centers, and they go straight to the bin outlet. They're not touched. And then there are the Goodwill Leftovers, which are the items that could not or didn't sell in the Goodwill stores. So you really never know what you're going to find. Some days it's majority donations. Other days it's, you know, a mixture. And other days it's all leftovers. But today I think this was the day that I filmed twice here. And it was, the majority were they were leftovers from Goodwill. But I did find some things. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So the 2 clothing items that I found. So this is a Polaroid video cassette. We'll call it a windbreaker, like a track jacket. Very lightweight. It is a size large, which is good. Again, you pay by the pound. It's either, I think it's $1.49 or $1.69 per pound. I always forget. But this is very light. These do fairly well on eBay. This pattern I couldn't find on eBay. I didn't look at Etsy. I really don't bother looking at Etsy for anything. It's just not how my brain works when it comes to reselling. I focus more on eBay. Oh, I just saw. Is it in there? It looks like the lacing may not be in the hoodie, but that's easy enough. So these can sell anywhere between $10 to $30 to $40 online. I did not see this pattern, so you know that's a good thing for me. When I list it, I could have the only one, but it's in really nice shape, you know, for being the color, the light color that it is. Has that retro feel to it. This would be a good rain jacket. You know, what did this cost me? Maybe not even $1. Again, you know, bins are great for buying in bulk like that because it is cheaper. It's probably even cheaper than the flea market. So this will be listed and, you know, I'll make a decent profit on that. And this was a cool find. At first I thought it was like a neat vintage jacket because I saw the stitching, but then you see the Disney tags. This is a Disney jacket. It is Baymax. I haven't seen this movie. I probably won't, but it is a newer Disney movie. And I believe these were sold at Hot Topic. There are a few listed online. One sold at the end of January. I think it was for $60. For these jackets, I believe it is all about the sizing because this is an extra large, but it is small. Like it would fit me. Now, if you think extra large, you probably think of an adult extra large. So I think perhaps these were more towards teenagers or children, young adult, tweens. I'm not sure, but you know, this definitely isn't like an extra large jacket that a man would fit. So the extra large could go, again, in my favor based on size because it allows for if someone my age and my size wanted to buy this jacket, the extra large would definitely fit them. They wouldn't have to worry about it being, you know, a teenager or a child size. So this is in really nice shape. Looks like it was barely worn. You know, there's no rips or tears. So this was another good find. We'll just say maybe $30. I think someone has it listed now when I'm filming this at auction for $29 starting bid. So if I would throw this up online for $30, you know, between these two, say that's $60 in a matter of maybe it took 10 minutes for me to go through a bin and find these. That's pretty good. Now you just have to multiply that by, you know, maybe 10 items and then you're really in the money. What else did I get? I think I picked up some small plush that turned out to be, you know, really nothing. So they'll just go straight to the flea market. I did find these great Halloween treat bags from Kmart, 69 cents. I definitely did not pay 69 cents for these. They were much less. So there's 40 of them in here, never opened. This was a fun Halloween find. These will be great for junk journalists, crafters, or even for those that collect Halloween items. I think that was it. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit the video because I'm filming this and I haven't watched the footage yet, so I'll just throw in some clips of digging through the bins. You know, digging through the bins is difficult. I bring a bag with me. I don't use a shopping cart for the fact that it's a lot easier to get around without a shopping cart. But then you have the bag on your shoulder, that all the weight in there, and you're bending over. So now I put the bag in front of me on the floor, and then I can put the items in. But you know, if you're there for a few hours and you're digging, you're reaching over, it can be, it's an exercise. I don't know how many calories you burn, but it is a good workout, and it's fun too. So that's why I'm most likely going to be going to the bins at least once a week, just to get out there and see what we can find. And I hope that you all enjoy that, and we'll see, you know, what we come home with. Some days it might be a Polaroid jacket. Other days it might be a bag of vintage Christmas. Who knows? So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Stay tuned for more adventures here at Paper and Moose. Hopefully spring will come much sooner than the 6 weeks that little groundhog predicted. So we can get out there and really, you know, get to experience all the wonderful things that thrifting has to offer, whether from estate sales, garage sales, yard sales, rummage sales. Let's hope they happen this spring. You know, to all sorts of things. I'm really looking forward to the spring and summer and seeing what vintage treasures we can find. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you all next time.